there are millions of views of me slandering Shaq and Tanya.
Yes.
Have you guys seen it?
Bobby and Whitney, I can
All of that.
Is this what you want to say?
That's what love is. Sometimes you can't stand the other person.
Do you think these two love each other?
Cast of people who were mad, they don't know why they were affected, but if they did...
Well, I know what happened and what you guys saw is two different things.
I need you to tell me that you guys voting for Kai and Sanam was produced.
This is the +44 podcast. I'm Zeze Millz.
Yeah, what's that about?
What's that all
And I'm
about?
Sideman. Music
Culture.
UK. This is +44
From Wondery.
Wondery.
Coming up later in the show, we have our interview with Shaq and Tanya from Love Island Season 9, but we gotta get through what's been going on this week because rappers have been suffering without security. Have you seen that Tekashi 6ix9ine was interacted with by a couple gentlemen
That
in the
looked
gym?
so fake to me. It looked like Jesse Smollett had organised it.
I thought that until I saw his attire whilst he walked away from them, and I was like, if you're gonna get caught, you're not gonna get caught wearing that.
Jesse Smollett got guys to beat him up. He went to trial, bruv. He got guys to elbow drop him so it looked real. The 6ix9ine guy, he's always on some publicity stuff. It just looked too fake. Like, why was you there? What were you doing in the gym?
He bees rolling out by himself.
No, but who are these guys that apparently were just there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see the result, but I think this may be real. And if it is, well, you know, I'm more annoyed by social media being happy about this. Why do we darken our souls for strangers? I always wonder this.
No, because everyone just sees him as a snitch.
Yeah, no, I get all that.
And
But,
now it's just like...
yeah, but why am I going to be celebrating that somebody got beat up?
I think you've got the internet wrong. That's just how people are. Those people are like that. They're not tainting their souls for people that they don't know.
That's what
they are.
Their soul was
souls
tainted.
are tainted anyway. That's what it is. It's not. It's that. That's what people. You know, people are like, oh, the internet's not a real place. I'm like, no, it is, because the people that are using it are real people. Okay, so whatever, unless it's a robot, which we all have to identify that we're not robots, and we have to click how many lampposts you can see.
But people are acting up for the public.
No, but you have to have it in you,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we wouldn't do that, because it's not in us. I could never pretend to be
I would never celebrate somebody getting beat up.
happy about what's his name, Kevin Samuels, when he passed away. You have to be an evil person, something in you to be happy about somebody's death.
Yeah. Even with the Queen, when people was doing that.
I was even going to say, even with the Queen, no matter what you think, you have to be a certain type of person to come online and actually write with your fingers that you're happy that someone's dead. Like, for us, it's never going to be that deep for the Queen, if that makes sense. But people that have been actually affected by, like, you know, they've seen their family members die or whatever because of things that this country has ordered to be done to their countries. Fair enough, you probably do have a level of hate. But somebody like you said, Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever his name, you have to be an evil person to watch somebody get beat up and be like, yeah, this is lit. Like, are you okay?
It's mad. Now, going over to the UK, we have our artist, Clavish, who I'm going to snitch on you and tell everybody that you be calling him Calvish.
I like Calvish.
You be calling him Calvin Harris.
Like Calvish. Even though he's lyrical content, but I think I like his flow, and I like the cadence of his voice, and I like how he sounds, and I think he's quite cute to look at as well, even though he's mad young.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's easy. After a certain point, you got us.
How old is he?
Too young.
No, but how old is he though?
I don't know. I'm sure our producers will let us know, but I think he might be past the threshold.
He's like 20. Oh, he's not 24. Listen, I've got all them young boys, 23. Some of them man are after me. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell them, brother, I'm a decade older than you, you know? Know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with me. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm a bigger woman for you. Do you get what I mean? But do you know what I mean? All these young things, they think they can handle me until I start getting mad. Because do you know what? I'm going to pick one of them up on their offer. I've decided. So if you don't see me rolling around with one young thing,
no, at you.
Unknown T, Calvish, Russ.
Calvish. His name's Clavish. Anyway, shout out to Clavish.
Any of them, if you see it, dig. I might even try to dig a D.
That's crazy. After all you've said about my man, like, that's crazy. Clavish went to Dublin, and Dublin Dons tried to press him, saying, you need to check in before we come to our city. Like, we respect you, but you need to check in. Now, I've always been afraid of this. The UK is slowly trying to merge into the US.
So much.
We need to behave ourselves.
No, but they are really trying. But
Yo,
you know what?
would you do if somebody came over to you and said, I'm not gonna lie, if you come over to me and say to me as a grown man, no, I'm talking about me being a grown man, bro, you need to check it. And I was like, yo, I will call the police on you.
No, on
Back
God.
all the way.
On
I
God.
am a tax-paying grown man. Sir, back 4 feet
No, but
back.
the difference is you don't claim to be road. All these men claim to be road, innit? So if you're gonna claim to be road and be about a part of this lifestyle, they so badly wanna adopt American culture. We so badly wanna be a part of that and the checking in thing. It's like, bro, we're not America.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
They can't do that because it would be classed as snitching. So them. No, I'm talking.
I thought you were talking about.
Saying them, but those guys, they can't do that. But it's just weird. I think like we so badly want to be, something that we don't need to be.
I could never curve my mouth to tell a man to check in if I don't make sure that he checks in. But they told him to check in and he checked out. If I say you gotta check in, I need to have the military might present because I can't be getting batted up in my own city, bro. That's
Wait,
crazy.
so who recorded it?
They did.
What? The check-inners?
The check-inners.
Oh, okay.
They recorded it and put out a video that made them look dumb.
So dumb.
And there's another video now of them getting chased out.
Yeah, so dumb. What was that? My man that did that to them, chased them out.
Calvish.
Let me stop playing games. It's not that, honestly. I'm 9 years older than him. It's peak for me. Well, maybe we should get some of those guys from Ireland to come here
Why?
because we've got Shaq coming in now.
Yeah, that's true.
They might need to protect you.
I might need protection because I am in Shaq City and I haven't checked in.
You haven't checked in Shaq City. You're in my city.
Please. Make some noise for Shaq and Tanya!
David, how are you
I'm well.
feeling?
I'm well, how are you?
I just had to ask him how he was sitting in front of me.
I was about to ask him as well. David. Calm down. Like, you're over here, my love.
For those that are at home and don't understand this, I have not made eye contact with Shaq and Tanya.
And he's not
Whilst
lying.
we've been setting up, which has been for like 15 minutes straight. So like I've been not looking at them for a long time, but now I will.
Yeah.
Shaq and Tanya, how are you?
Yeah, we're
We're
good. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you guys-
How are
Big
you, big man?
I'm good, you know.
For
Good.
anyone that's been living under a rock,
Yes.
Shaq and Tanya on this season of Love Island
Yes.
came forth. I knew you wasn't going to win, not in a bad
It's
way, but I
pretty
would have
obvious,
liked
yeah.
you to come at least third.
My
That's
sentiments
annoying.
are different.
We know that.
Well,
Yeah, we definitely
We know
know
that. Now, I had a dislike for you guys
Mhm.
because Tanya's like a firecracker. Like you're yeah. Like you're a firecracker. Like I can tell you're nice, but the movie night when you was doing, I was like, sis, please, no, you're in the wrong. Like just be quiet.
No, but
Like,
we'll get
what's
to that.
going on
We'll
here?
get to that.
I was like, sis, why
There's
are
a
we doing this
reason.
for?
There's a
Please,
reason.
please.
There's
And
a
then
reason.
Shaq, I feel like, is this your first time you've been in love?
Second time.
Okay, cool. I feel like you give first time love. But you,
Mm.
that's,
Because everyone thinks he's like mushy and like, oh,
but
he's
this is the
just-
thing.
Because Zizi's speaking as an older statesman.
I'm 33. I'm a bit
Hey.
old. How old are you guys?
I'm
Strong.
24.
I see. That's what I mean. It's,
Almost
it's,
a
I
decade.
know I'm nearly 10 years older than you, but that's what it is. It's
It's-
you.
Long
You
time,
haven't
long time.
had enough. You haven't. I've been dragged through the bushes with love.
No,
You know what I mean?
She's been through the
I've been
trenches.
through the trenches with love. So my idea of love is like, no, sorry. So you've still
She
got
needs
that
more
nice.
convincing.
You've still got that freshness, which makes which is a good thing.
Mhm.
I'm always rooting for anyone black,
Yes.
regardless of what I think.
That's why I was like before. I was Love Island super fan before I went on the show.
Right.
So like anytime I would see anyone black, I'm like, oh my god, I want them to win. Obviously, you know it's not that easy, but like, I get that.
This is my thing when it comes to the rooting for anyone black thing. If you're black and you're mediocre, to me, you're good. If you're good, you're great. If you're great, you're exceptional. If you're bad, you're bad. So my rooting for black starts at the point of when I feel like I'm watching something that is at least the bare minimum mediocre.
So you didn't think they were good?
No. Let me get to
Yeah.
that. But I'm just talking about my logic towards rooting for anything black.
Okay.
For instance, we both have comments on people that do a certain type of rap and what it can influence in our community. We are not going to call negative positive just because it's a black person doing it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my support for black starts at positive. You have to be on the positive side. Now, my approach towards Love Island, Zeze doesn't review Love Island for a living. She'll talk about Love Island when she feels like.
I watched it every night, actually. Thank
No, but I'm saying you'll talk about it if you feel like your bread and butter isn't the show. Do you get what I'm
Right,
saying?
cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I am watching Love Island from a standpoint of somebody that has to review and speak on this show. This is like my 4th, 5th Love Island that I have reviewed. I know the background stories. So I understand the stuff about people being nudged towards certain conversations and certain things not being shown. I've heard it all before 780 times from Love Islanders that come off and tell me, I can't review what I know that people aren't seeing. I wonder if you understand what I said by that.
I get what
So
you mean.
I have to
I
review
know you
the
mean.
show. You lot just became people to me when you sat down on that
just
chair.
side note, for any of you that don't know what's happening here right now, he's doing up disclaimer, basically trying to smooth over.
I ain't trying to smooth over.
Let's
nothing.
not try and
I'm
tell
not
you
gonna
what
smooth
you
over
were
nothing.
saying,
Okay, let's give context to the people. There are millions of views of me slandering Shaq and Tanya.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So literally,
Plenty.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
it?
I saw
Have
it
you
from
seen
my
it?
friends.
So what was it? What was it? Bobby and Whitney? I can
all of that. If I had
Which
thought
one
of more, I
is
would have said
it?
more.
What was
Which
it?
one is it?
But
Get
hold
them
on.
off my screen.
But hold on. Oh yeah, but I said that early.
Too early.
No, but hold on. Let me just explain. So let me explain that until you lot sat here just now,
Yeah.
you was not people to me. You are characters on a team. Because I know so much background stuff, I don't know what's real, who's real, something. So I review you lot like how somebody reviews Game of Thrones. I just review what I see, knowing full well in the background there could be some stuff I didn't see. I've had way more personal issues with people. For instance, like a Zara. Zara went on the show and I knew Zara from before. Zara, very nice to me, good to me. We did videos together. I slandered the life out of Zara because I'm talking about a show. Zara came out and she was not pleased with me for doing that. So
DM'd him and told him off.
I ain't
Is
say
it?
that.
Oh,
I
I'm
did not
sure
say
it
that.
You know, I was there.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
I
just
did
like,
not say
find-
that.
We tried to get her to come back because of.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
but
she
but
wasn't having
obviously,
it.
so I'm saying that, and I've had multiple people over the years that I've actually known go on the show, and I've told them before you've gone on. If Zara had told me before that she was going on, I would have told her straight, yo, I'ma say whatever I see on that screen, no matter what I know of you. Although I kind of stand by everything that I said there. I've allowed Zara since she come out because I could really go in on this whole Jordan
I'm
thing, but
dead.
I'm gonna leave that alone. Like, I'm gonna just leave that like PR thing alone. But yeah. So anyway.
The
So
PR thing.
Shaq and Tanya, you guys picked each other on the first day.
But wait, I just want to. How did you feel when you saw David's videos?
I was like, I've seen David speaking before, so I wasn't shocked
Right,
at the
okay,
way
right.
he's speaking.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, that's the way he speaks about things. You know what I mean? Like, I've come out and I wasn't surprised because I knew the vibes when I went in the show and I came out. I knew what was going to happen. But I was just like, what's the point of going to speak? Because everyone's already made their judgments. Everyone's already spoke. And if they knew, if only they knew. And if you did know, long day.
I have an issue
But I
with
could never
the-
open my mouth and
Yeah.
actually speak.
Yeah, I have an issue with the if you knew thing, but we'll get to that. Let's just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You two was OG Love Islanders, there from the beginning. First day, Shaq pick Tanya. I'm disparaging to all. I'm an equal opportunity person. Nobody, absolutely nobody has messaged me to ask me about how I have ripped Olivia's name through the mud. No one. But I've had bare messages of, why you gotta talk on Shaq and
Yeah,
Tanya
because
like
they're
this?
black ones.
Because they're
in
black,
there.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're
So-
gonna write.
That's how it is.
Yeah, so here's my thing. I always say that Love Island has a black sacrificial lamb that they have on the first episode, and this year it was you. That's what they do. That's what I think. That's what I say. Don't agree, don't nod, don't shake your head. Anything, just look blank stare. And from the get-go, I'm not gonna lie, I was against you two. I was against it from the
Why?
get-go.
Why?
I'll tell you, I'm gonna say. The reason why is because how it was portrayed on screen is like you had to pick her.
But this is what I said to David. When David said this to me we had conversation on the phone, I said, I don't like the idea that we only think the black guy's picking the black girl because he has
Because
to.
there's
Yeah.
only
As
a
if
black
Tanya's not good enough to be picked just because she's a good looking
But
But
in
in
girl.
my
That's the
first
thing,
like-
videos,
Right.
in my first videos, I said, if you put Tanya in the right environment, we will pick her. I find it safe. I'm using the word safe. If I see a black guy on Love Island, I find it safer for me to assume he likes white girls. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but you
Okay,
can,
so when I saw Shaq pick Tanya, my concern, if you go back and watch my earlier videos, was for Tanya. I did not want Shaq to pick Tanya and then couple weeks later drop her as soon as a white girl wanted him. That's why I said get them off my screen now, because I didn't want to feel the pain of that.
You know what, though?
That's what I said in my
me and
earlier
Tanya have
videos.
had-
Go on,
we
Tanya,
actually
let's
had
hear-
that
yeah, go
conversation.
on.
First
We had the conversation.
week
We was like
in
how
the beanbags.
it was. I didn't pick her because she's black, and I know that was the whole consensus.
And if I saw that, that
and
would
it was
change my
A
perception.
lot of people think that, oh yeah,
Obviously,
it's a
they
black guy,
wouldn't
it has to be
let
the black
that,
girl.
yeah.
But me and her said, if it doesn't work and we're not compatible, no matter what this is,
Because I had to do that because I couldn't say black. So I was
we
like,
don't say it on the show. So
Bro,
we was like,
if we don't work because of this.
if we're not gonna do it because of this, if it don't work and we're
Yeah.
not compatible and we don't get along, then we'll just leave it as
But
it
if
is.
I heard you say that,
Yeah.
that would change my view massively. Obviously, we're only being shown what
They're
we're
not
being
gonna
shown.
show. They're not
And
gonna show.
they're not
that.
gonna, of course, especially if they did that.
They're not gonna show that.
Show that. So, especially how it was edited, it just felt like, oh, she's been picked for this reason.
This is obvious.
Especially like as soon as the Zara conversation happened, I was like, here we go. He's found a way off the ship. Like this, literally.
I saw that.
I mean,
Yeah,
people
that's how
do
I
think
felt.
that, like, oh, there's
That's
a
how I
light skinned
felt.
girl, he's gone.
How did you
Yeah.
feel, Tanya, though? Because obviously there's that whole historical thing. I'm saying historical like skin girl, but you know, the darker skin girl goes on, we go on.
She's picked last or not picked
she's
at
picked
all.
last, not picked at all. She's made to feel like she's undesirable. Did you have any of those worries before going in?
I knew that was a thing,
Right.
but I wasn't worried because I
Okay.
was like, you know what? If no one picks me, I'm just going to take it and be like, I'm picking you. Because I
Right.
knew, I got told like 2 days before, no, that's a lie, on the day that the girls are doing the walk-in. And then they told me like an hour later, you're walking in first. That's when I had a little bit of a, oh no.
Right,
Because I was like, the first one in, they're going to want to wait for the other ones.
yeah.
And then I'm the first one in. I rate myself, but I was like, this might hurt a little bit if no one steps forward. But I was like, you know what? If no one steps forward for me, this is how I had it in my head. Like, I'm just going to pick them with confidence. Be like, I'm going to pick you and just see the vibes. But I don't know what it is that gives me so much confidence like that. But I was just like, it is what it is.
The thing is that Tanya was one of my favorite. I think I said this to you
We
one
said
time.
this, yeah, we
you
did,
were one
we
of my
said- yeah, we
favorites
were-
at first.
No, he
because
did say that. We
because
did.
you minded,
I remember,
because
yeah.
you minded your business, but that stopped. But because I remember
It
the
did,
time
though.
when you was arguing with that brother. I can't remember what his name is. He was gone early.
Harris.
Yeah. When you was arguing with Harris, all the girls like, what are we gonna do? Tanya was like, that's men. like, I loved that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. Now, Shaq, my relationship with you was bad from get-go. And that's because of the Shaq
Really?
Lamek stuff. Like, that was because of the Shaq Luther King.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
because
What was it? Simon Mandela or something?
Yeah.
Shaq Della. Because my issue was, is
Shaq
that,
Della.
Shaq be going in on the man them.
I had a big argument with my friend about you actually because she was like,
Yeah.
Shaq always getting involved, and I was like, no, actually, I feel like regardless what you think of Shaq, men need to have a Shaq in their friendship circles that hold them accountable. Sometimes you might have. I'm a bit like that. I'm a dog with a bone. I can repeat myself over and over and over again until I feel like it's gone in time, even though they heard me the first time, and I'll say it again. But I do feel like every guy needs a Shaq in their friendship circle to hold them accountable.
Yes, I've been
Because they-
Shaq.
Just
know
tell
what?
them
Do you know
about
what?
That's why Shaq
You know what it
annoyed
is?
me, because
Sorry,
I've been
listen.
Shaq.
Not even
You know what it is,
linking.
yeah? Is that I was always the bad guy because I would always say what people were thinking. And it would be like, in certain situations, if I didn't agree with something that someone was doing, I would say it because I'm not the type of person to say one thing to their face and be all like,
Oh, yeah, no,
whatever,
I get
and
that
then,
about
and then
you.
turn around and be something else.
Yeah.
So it would be like, there was times where I've looked back and I've been like, maybe I did a little bit too much in this situation. But there's certain things I definitely do not regret.
No,
at
but
all.
here's my thing. Sometimes things are there to just be thought and not said. That, you get what I'm saying? Like, and when I watched you do it at first, the first time you did the Shaq Lamek thing, yeah, and you gave the speech, the whole internet was rocking with you. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Shaq
true, they
speaking
were.
to the man, but I was like, ooh, because I know how this ends. Zeze, you've seen it with me. When I started talking up for black women, at first it was, if you talk up for the girls too much, you alienate the mandem. And I saw that was gonna happen. I watched it. I saw that I knew it was gonna happen for you. And then my issue with you is that when you talk, I'm thinking to myself, yo, it's either I obey my man or he's gonna slap me. Because the way you talk, if a man tells me to wash some dishes, yeah,
Oh, no, that
and
is-
I say no,
Dishes.
fight me or shut up. Because I said, nah, you took a grown man and turned a grown man into a child. Like, Ron is a full-blown
did.
adult. Now, the only reason why you even slightly redeemed yourself in that situation is because Tanya actually took it to the side, like you say you want her to, not with anybody else, and she spoke to you about it, and you actually went and apologized to Ron, because I thought that you wouldn't. You know, when the whole Tanya and Lana came over to you at the same time, and you said you didn't like that because you felt ambushed.
No, that wasn't. They had already spoken, and that's why he was annoyed, because they had already Ronan had already
Yeah.
spoken, and then Tanya and Lana
So
decided
me
they
and Ron
wanted to do
literally
it.
had a conversation
The
after that
before.
happened.
Yeah.
It was
and
the-
we spoke about the whole situation
Yeah.
and we laughed about it.
Yeah.
And
It
we
was
said,
the second time
Yeah.
when
It wasn't
he
a
did
situation
something-
issue. I thought Tanya and Lana was like, yo, you bees doing this. Yeah, you and him have sorted that out, but how many times are you
didn't
gonna?
know.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying, how many times are you gonna sort out?
Yeah, how many issues did me and Ron have?
Millions.
No,
Bro.
Let me get that
Millions.
straight. We did not have millions of issues. The one thing, the dishes thing, yeah, cool. I even looked back and I even said this to Tanya. Maybe I handled that in the wrong way and I shouldn't have gone off him at him like that. Cool. But me and Ron didn't have millions of issues.
Have you had fights in your life?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you must have. There's no way. There's
must.
no way you can tell a next man to wash the dishes like that.
I think it was a thing of like when he looked over, everyone was still in the kitchen. Ron
Yeah.
did wash the
I
dishes for a
understand that.
good 20 minutes.
But we was
But then
all doing it for the
it's 'cause
whole
no,
time.
That's
everyone's doing
beautiful,
it.
but the man said no. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, the man didn't move. If a man
move,
don't
yeah.
move after he hears you, and it's two men talking, then what is it after that? Do you get what I'm saying? Luckily, Ron, for some reason, I think it's because he knows he's on TV, and no one was more aware that they were on TV than Ron, in my opinion. Not that it's game playing, but I think everybody should understand. If you was on the show, you would understand you're on national
Yeah, but
television.
Ron was too much though.
Ron.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
disagree.
he was-
I disagree.
Ron
I think
was-
he knew
Ron
he was
made
on
every-
national television.
Ron
I think
made-
you and Ron are best friends, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Every video I saw was, why is Shaq getting on to Ron?
No, but I'll tell you why. Because man got onto him too much. And I'll tell you why my beef is Ron and Lana had issues at first.
Ron and Lana are not supposed to be together.
Oh,
Oh.
Lord.
Listen. When Ron and Lana lips, when Ron and Lana lips, it looks like a movie in black and white, and two
Not
pieces of
movie.
A4 paper being stuck together by Pritt stick.
I agree.
That doesn't.
That's so rude.
But leave them alone if they had issues pre-Casa. Remember, everybody that got onto Ron and Lana had issues Casa and post-Casa. Since before Casa, Ron has minded his
Yeah,
damn
because
business.
he's like you said, he was aware.
No. And
Anyway, I
got mad
don't
at
talk
Shaq.
about
Hold
Ron.
on.
Go on.
I got
Go
mad
on.
at Shaq because if anybody kept Ron and Lana together, it is Shaq. You basically made that man feel like if he don't do this girl right, he is scum, garbage,
No.
chewing gum underneath a
didn't.
school desk.
He didn't.
Do you know what it was?
Go on.
Do you know what it was?
Go on.
It was the
You're
fact
forgetting
that-
the speeches, bro.
No, but that's why.
No, do you know what it was? Yeah, even though it just so happened to be Ron, but if it was anyone else, I would have said the same.
No, you did
thing.
it. You did it to Tom as well.
Because you know what it
And
is?
rightly
For
so.
me, like I've grown up like surrounded by women. I've got
Right,
two older,
that's-
I've got two older
right.
sisters. I've got a mum. I've got a niece, two nieces, whatever. So in my opinion, when I see like a woman not being treated in the correct way,
Yeah.
I would just say, all right, cool. You know what? You could have dealt with this in a different way. I get
Yeah.
we're on Love Island, you have to explore and everything like that, but just be honest and do this and do that, whatever. Like how you could have handled it. Obviously, people might not agree with that, which is fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and it could be like, oh, you're alienating the mandem, like you said, or whatever. But I'm not gonna deal with one situation one way and then not hold myself accountable for the same way.
Oh yeah,
You know
but
what
I
mean?
think you just did it too much. Like I'm all for if my brethren comes to me and says he's cheating on you, I'm cheating on my girl. I'm like, bro, what you doing?
They're in a house for 24 hours with these people and you're seeing it constantly. When you see your brethren cheating on his girl, you see it once and you go home and you might not ever see it again because he might decide to keep it under wraps. But I personally think, even though sometimes you might have went on, I still think that every time Shaq spoke to Ron or Tom that time, because when Tom was doing the same thing, when Tom was playing everyone around, not really saying what his yes is, what his no was, it was too much. And he's right, because that's how women actually get hurt. It's men not being honest. It's men not being upfront from the get-go and just saying, actually, I don't like you, bye. And Ron should have told that to Lana in the beginning.
Yeah, but two things
and I
can
think,
be true.
what?
He can be right about what he said and have said it too many times.
Yeah, but you's making it seem like he was in the wrong. How did you guys know that he was in love so quickly? Speak to us.
You've had that question.
Yeah,
quite a lot, to be
because
fair.
I'm not
You
You know what?
surprised.
With me, I think for me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Everyone's seen that this
Yeah.
whole season, whatever. I'm not scared to like show my emotions and things like that. If you watch my VT before I even got on the show, I even said there's times where I fall I fall hard and I fall fast.
Oh, right, okay, right.
So I said that, and I know that about me already. And Tanya came along, and it was, wow, this girl is like a lot, and I liked her so much and everything like that. And the more time we spent together, it felt very natural, and I did fall in love with her.
What is it like spending obviously it's not every minute of the 24 hours, but because I always say, when people are like, oh, how do you fall in love so quickly? I'm like, well, I don't know if you can fall in love that quickly, but I'm not surprised, if that makes sense, because in the outside world, if we was locked in a room with somebody for 24 hours, the person that you was madly physically attracted to, got a long way, you probably would fall in love with them ASAP. Do you know? No phone, no work, and also you're in an environment where you're literally only talking about your relationship, your love, what's going wrong. So I'm like, yeah, you probably would. But what does it actually feel like? That's what I want to know. What does it feel like being there for 24 hours with someone that you like? Does it feel like your whole world just becomes about them?
It does. It feels like I wake up, I see Shaq. During the day, he asked me how's my day. You can't ask me that because I'm with him.
Right.
Nighttime, we're together. Like, it's a lot, but then at the same time, you don't have your phone. You can't put in the group chat who's been with him before. I can't stalk him. It's just me meeting him.
That's so true.
Peeling him apart to see what I like and what I can handle, what I can't handle. And I feel like that's why the love is real, because I've seen the little things that get on my nerves, but then I actually said, you know what? I can deal with this. This is fine. I can work with this. And I feel like outside, he would have annoyed me that one time. Blocked, moved on to the next point. I wouldn't have been bothered, but in there I had to deal with it. And you know what? I dealt with it because I wanted to be with him. So when he said I love you and I said it back, we already said it before that.
It'd already been whispered before.
Yeah, but obviously because they can hear everything, so it was like a thing where we just had to make it known. Yeah. So that's why he said it that day. But
to me, it felt like when I was watching it, like the word love got peed on.
No.
And the reason why I said that is
because you have dry,
passionate
love. That's what you.
Don't make me go in on you.
Listen. One thing you can't go. I have passionate liking, right? And I think you need passionate like whether or not you think this is love or not, there has to be this in the beginning. Because if you're Ron and Lana, it's not going anywhere.
Why is those the extreme?
Because Ron and Lana
is it sandpaper? Why you gotta go that far?
So dry.
Let them be dry. Listen,
there's no chemistry.
Ron and Lana is not the benchmark. Listen. Here's my issue. I'm gonna do it individually, and then you can answer to it, right? Yeah. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I've always known that about myself, and this is why it's kind of unfair. Love Island should only be watched by people under about 26, because our older opinions on it is just coming from having learned. So I probably would do what you do/did. Because I wear my heart on my sleeve, I came to learn certain things about myself. I fall in love quick. I then confess and profess that love because I don't have a problem sharing my feelings either. And then later on, I learn otherwise about myself. So then I have to say, oh, David, when you feel like you're in love, you need to pause and actually give time to that love to see if it is real and stands the test of time, because you feel very intensely, very quickly, especially if you are locked on a deserted island. What about the white people? So no, because that's how it felt at first with you two. It felt like you was locked. I can't imagine the conversations they must have had.
Basically, you see yourself in Shaq.
My old self.
And you see your old self in Shaq. You have PTSD from all the girls that made you feel like you was nothing.
So really, your TikToks were about you.
I wouldn't say so.
So you were talking about yourself, not me.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I would just say that I've seen the pattern.
You said that just a minute ago. You was like, I am Shaq. I was Shaq.
But I've been Shaq. And it's a problem because when you say this stuff too quick, you end up having to write the check later. You ain't had the, trust me, you ain't had the later yet. I'm actually shocked that you've survived this long.
He was convinced you two.
No.
I'm shocked and not shocked, and I'll explain why I'm not shocked. Now, Tanya, with you and love, whole different issue. The second you said the word ick after falling in love, triggered me. Love don't have icks.
Yeah, it does.
No.
But let me explain.
I know that you probably, it's semantic to use the wrong word.
No, but this is the thing though. Outside, let me explain myself. Yeah, outside, I would get icks. Move on to the next person. You've annoyed me now. I'm gone.
Yes.
In there, I thought I got the ick, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is reminding me of what I got outside.
You said love though, that's the issue.
But that doesn't, no. If you love someone, maybe ick, let's say ick is like something that annoys you, yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I said
so
you used the wrong word.
Okay, maybe I used
Yeah.
the wrong word, but imagine you can love someone and then they irritate you as well.
Of
And you're
course.
like, oh my God, this thing really reminds me of the past, or this thing
course.
really makes me feel like this. So it's not like I don't love him because I got the ick. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
actually, I'm quite surprised that you used that.
You
as
could
an
just like,
example.
babe, stop doing that. It gives me the
I
ick.
said if you're saying ick when you're talking about love, them two words don't have no,
because
place near each
but
other.
first of all,
No, I
ick
don't
is a made up
agree.
word that we all just started 2000 and how 20 years.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, if you've got the ick, you're not
but
going
really,
back. But
Ick
really,
is just
truly-
something that annoys you. It's like
no, that's not what ick is
It
described
is.
as. Ick is described as something that when you see it, it just makes you instantly stop liking the person.
No,
That's what ick is.
Other
No,
people
no,
can
ick
say
is-
different things.
Yeah,
I feel
ick is like, it'll make you be like, oh my God, I don't know
And
if I like
remember,
that
at that
person.
point, I don't know what you're saying because from you said you've got the ick, the energy was a bit funny for a while there. And then there's a couple things.
But
Tanya,
that's
to
what
be
I'm
honest.
saying. That's why I feel like you think that your idea of relationship is really mature, but what you're describing is actually quite immature.
How so?
Because when Tanya said she got the ick, I wasn't like, oh, that means they're not in love. I just thought, oh, okay, yeah, this is. But I didn't think, oh, it doesn't mean she
Oh, I
doesn't
still
love
think that.
him. I just think that that's relationships. The idea that a relationship, you're always gonna think the person opposite you is really nice and you're gonna want to be around them all the time. I always use
That's
the
not real.
example
That's
of
not
like
real.
parents. Like your parents will always love you, but they don't like you. There's bare times my mum don't like me.
Yeah, no,
Like
yeah.
she genuinely doesn't
get
like
really
me,
annoyed at
but
things
she
you do.
I ain't
loves
know about
me.
all that, but-
Like yeah, no, but I think
But I hear
yeah,
what
you
you're
can
saying.
like some like she doesn't like my behavior, but
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
not gonna disown me or she's never gonna turn away from me or not love me. And I think that's
Especially
what
if it's real.
yeah, and I think that's what love is. You sometimes you can't stand the other person.
Do you think these two love each other?
I think that
Thanks.
No,
So
no,
the-
no,
and the
no,
other
no,
thing
no,
that-
let her
no.
finish.
I think that you two are in
Infatuated with
no,
each
no,
other.
no. I think that you are in love
Mm.
for the how it was in the house, if that makes sense. That environment caused you to fall in love. And I remember my friend said that to me one time. He said a lot of relationships don't work just because of adulting. Like people are busy, people got things going on, like life takes over, someone passes away, you can't hold you know, there's so many things that are contribution to why relationships work. And I think in today's society, we've been made to think that as long as you love someone, that's what's going to get you going. And it's like, no, that's not life. So to answer your question, I'm interested to see how this sustains outside.
Me and Tanya, we've said that everyone's obviously gonna have their opinions on us. They're not gonna believe that we're in love or we said it too quickly and this, that, and the next thing, whatever. But me and her, we know what it is between us.
Right,
That's
right.
always been the main thing that I care about and everything like that. And we don't have to prove ourselves to the public or whatever.
See,
As long as
that's exactly what I think you are doing now.
no,
But we
Like, I feel
are.
like that- no,
but
no,
you
that-
know
I
what's
feel like
funny?
not
we
we,
are
not we.
without doing anything. We are
Let's
just
just be
being
how we
ourselves.
are.
See, I think
And that's when
Shaq
people will really
is like a
see.
contrarian. He's like, what? You like think I'm gonna leave her yet? Watch, I won't. That's
nah.
that's how I
No.
feel.
Nah.
No.
That's not it at
That's
all.
how I feel.
That's
If
not
he
it
wanted
at
to
all.
go,
If I
he
wanted
would
to
be
go,
off.
if I saw things in her that I
Have you
was
guys watched the show back?
no.
No.
Are you
So we've
gonna?
seen, like,
Are you
clips.
gonna watch it?
Nah, probably not.
I don't
That's
think
what
so.
I'm trying to say, like-
I'm not watching it. When I went in there, I was like, of course I'm going to watch it back. Why wouldn't I watch it back? Be fun to see what I was actually like. But then knowing what actually happened and knowing what has
What
been
you actually
shown,
saw.
it's painful
two
for me
diff-
to
it's two
watch that
different
back
things.
because
Right,
it's
right,
going to
right.
like make me so angry that
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think about your love, of course. But I could not fully believe in this situation until Shaq watches back Casa Amor.
I have. Funny enough,
watched it
I've watched
actually.
it.
You watched all
2
the
days
Casa
ago,
Amor.
he called me and
I
he was
called.
like,
I called her.
watched
I literally
Casa
called.
Amor.
Literally called her.
And what was your thoughts?
And I was like, I said, obviously, it wasn't nice to see how you was like with Martin. And
Who wanted
things
to
like
lips more? Her
Huh?
or Martin?
Can you just let him finish, please?
We'll get to that, though.
What's wrong
Okay.
with you?
Listen, I said to her, it wasn't obviously nice to see what it was and
Yeah.
everything like that. But that's not gonna change how I feel about you or gonna change our relationship, sort of thing. Because what I know what happened and what you guys saw is two different things. Don't get me wrong, they had an attraction, like you can see that obviously. They got along, they had a vibe, cool, whatever. She brought him back to the villa, but then you saw it straight away. The girl was walking around the villa upset.
See,
She
the
was
argument
down.
wasn't that they had an attraction out here. That wasn't even the argument. The argument
Do you know what
was
it
that
looked like?
Tanya
It looked
had an
like
attraction.
I was. It looked like I
That's what she's
was
saying.
going for him.
Yes.
I was trying to get Martin because Martin has that chill. I'm just chilling, and I'm just like me, you know, flirty, cheeky. It looked like I'm proper going for him. If anything new, every conversation I had with Martin, there needed to be a boost there to happen because, it's a lot.
So you're
It's a lot.
No, I'm missing it.
basically saying
Translate.
the conversation wasn't there anyway. It was all forced, right? Basically.
Like every conversation I had with even him, if Martin really knew, he wouldn't be mad at me either. if he really, really knew, he would not be mad at me. It's just a shame because all the people who were affected don't really know why they were affected. Like, cast of people who were mad, they don't know why they were affected. But if they did, they wouldn't be mad either. But it's just the way it is, and we just have to...
The fact still remains that you brought a whole 180 pounds of black meat back to the main villa whilst saying you're in love. That still remains a fact.
It happened, but again, that's something...
What do you want us to do with that? Like,
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Let me translate what Tanya's saying. At the end of the day, she was keeping her options open.
Yeah.
She came back. Shaq was single. Sis knew, rah, I got a real one. Martin, bye, because he wasn't giving me the vibes anyway. But I just had to be safe. And listen, women, this is what we should do more often. Keep your options open, yeah? Because you see these man, they got bare options going on.
Speaking from
Bare
inside.
options
From
happening.
within.
You understand what I'm saying? I was a bit like, oh, Tanya, no, why? But on the other hand, I was like, I understand. It's basically what India done last year. Only difference was that is Dami
Had someone
recoupled
there.
as well. But India basically said the same thing. She understands why she done that because it was kind of like, let me keep my options open.
Did you think
And
Shaq was going to
also-
come back with somebody?
No, I knew he wasn't going to be there
What
with
are we
someone.
doing here, Zeze?
I
Defend
knew
this.
he wasn't going to be there with
No,
someone.
Zeze, look at me.
You never know for sure.
No, just no.
Tanya is, how old are you, Tanya?
23.
Tanya
Say
is,
that.
let me tell you something, yeah?
Say that.
Tanya is a representation of the new age gal. Let me tell you that.
Do you think?
100%.
Yeah.
Tanya is what the girls are doing now. As much as I'm a bit like, oh, it's a bit, I don't blame them because what they're doing is, like we was just saying, these young girls, I'm 33, so I'm not trying to be patronizing or anything like that.
Fine.
These young girls have seen people like myself, 33 years old, liking man, putting all our effort into one man. This, that. That's why all these young girls love to come to my comments saying, but you're single, shut up. They're right.
dead.
Because it's like, you know what I mean? They come up, oh, you're single, you ain't got no kids. And I'm like, you know what? You got a point. But that's because they'll look at me, they'll look at their mum, they look at their sisters and they think, what have you lot got from giving your all to these men? Let's keep our options open. Let's see what can happen. If I come back and Shaq's with not, then fine. Let me see. But also,
But you know what's like?
she's also allowed to experiment.
In there, it's like, outside, if you say I love you to someone, you're not going to go and get to know someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
In that
You have
environment,
to.
I said I love you and it felt right at the time, still is right. But then I've known him for 2 weeks.
Right.
So it's like, I
That's
love him,
That's our point.
but I've known you for 2 weeks and then Casa happens. It's like, okay, this is weird. I'm still getting to know Shaq. And then in my head, I was seeing it black and white. I was like, okay, let me take Martin back. It's going to be fine. I'm just going to get to know Martin and then Shaq is still going to be there. It wasn't like that when I got back, obviously.
Because what you lot didn't see as well is that when she came back, me and Tanya didn't speak for days at all.
Yeah, we saw. We
There
didn't
was-
see that she was broken about that.
It was like how people said, oh, it was like that happened, then
I apologised.
the apology,
It felt quick.
the speech, and it was like that was it. Shaq was
Right,
back.
right, yeah.
But me and Tanya didn't speak at all, and I let her do her thing or whatever and talk to Martin. But I sat back and did my thing and didn't say nothing because I got to know this girl for a month already beforehand. Her body language and the way she was talking, that looked forced, that looked stiff, it looked unnatural. So I knew, okay, you do that because I know exactly where you're coming back.
But we agreed though. We knew the second Tanya came back, we knew she was done with Martin. Like whilst
Was
on the
that
arm, like
obvious?
we did. It's not that we didn't see that.
But
we
you
saw
know-
that.
you know what
She was
I loved
done.
it?
As soon as she
I-
looked at you and you said, "Yeah," when I say I love it, I mean it. She was like, "Oh snap, he's real." She was like,
That's what I'm
"Oh,
saying.
crap."
But you know what?
And then Martin
do you
has
know-
an
do you know
argument
what-
with me for that.
Oh my God, no, but that.
Oh.
Oh, but that's understandable.
No, wait,
It's not. Do
wait.
you know why? Because I told Martin before we went back, Martin, he said, I don't want to be a stepping stone, Tanya. And I said, I'm taking you back in there, but you're fighting with love.
Yes,
That's what you're
yeah,
fighting
I
with.
understand that.
And
but
I
there's-
said to him,
there's-
I'm not promising you anything. And he was like, yeah, that's fine.
But
And I
there's
said,
etiquette.
listen, when we get in there,
I'm trying to be
I'm
like
going to
Tanya
give
when I
you
grow
the
up.
time of day.
I'm trying to be like Tanya.
I said, I'm going to give you the time of day when I get in there. That's why I didn't speak to him for 3 days and was just trying to see what it was.
But there's
Then
etiquette.
when I got there and he was like, why did you say that? That's how I felt.
Yeah, but I'm still on
I'm
your
so
arm.
sorry, my love, but
Let
that's
me
how
go.
I felt.
Like do that after you let me
I
go.
loved it.
I'm literally holding your arm and you took me back. This is supposed to be our glorious moment. I'm on
It can't be though,
like,
because
I'm on your
no.
arm.
If it was a glorious moment, it would be I've left Shaq.
Yeah,
and I'm
but
with
she
you.
made that. She
But I
told
made it
him
so
already.
clear that
Yeah.
it's you and Shaq.
Yes,
it's not
but
just
I'm on
you,
your
my
arm.
love.
Like you can tell Shaq all of that later.
No.
You're still touching me.
Okay.
Let me go.
I want to ask about.
Like, man.
I want to.
I would have felt stink. Of
I
course
want to
you would have
ask about the initial when you go on the show. The number one, the reason why you want to go, apart from love, obviously you want to find, but we all know kind of now it's kind of like a stepping stone for maybe stuff that you want to do in your career. But you guys are the first series that basically had your social media accounts switched off. Not switched off, but you wasn't allowed to post like how all the other years have been able to do, and their following grows while they're
I know
in there.
everybody came out vexed.
And so what was that like? And when did they tell you as well, like this was not going to be, you weren't going to be allowed to have your
From the
socials?
from the get-go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
so
was
you
told
knew.
before
knew.
signing the contract, and they were like,
they told you that
if
from
you
before.
sign this, that means you're okay with this.
Right, okay.
So, and then they asked, how do you feel about it? I think it was the psych that asked, how do you feel about it? And I just said, like, if you guys are saying it's going to minimize the trolling, fine. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to stop trolling. People are still going to come. They came for me.
I'm telling you right now, it minimized your trolling. If it didn't, you lot would have come back to vengeance. There would be 10,000 comments in your comment section, minimum, if it was open. During Casa, when you brought Martin back,
Because
it would
also
have
I
been
think
wild.
like when your family is on your phone and they're responding to things,
Oh, so
trolls love like when someone responds.
Right,
Was it
right,
also,
So when
did you still have
families-
access to the account?
No,
No.
they
No
made
one
us
could
change
go-
our
we
passwords.
changed our passwords
In
before
in
we
case
went in
they
as
made
well.
us change it
So
again.
no one.
So to make sure you haven't given it to your
Yes,
family
because
to
I don't
check.
think you understand the difference. There would have been death threats to your family every
That's
single
what I
day.
mean. That's why I was like, I'm fine with it, because if you're saying it's going to minimize the hate, that's absolutely
think
fine.
it's
Because
fine.
I was like, if my mom is there or my friends are there watching what people are saying about me, they're going to be like, please, making statements like, please stop, this is too much. They'll bring it more and more and more.
No.
But obviously, it's good and bad, because
It's just bad.
your engagement's not going to be amazing.
It's horrible.
Before I forget, did you see what Tanya's mum said?
The medium handsome thing. Let me clear
They
that.
I ain't
trapped
gonna
my
offend no
mum.
man.
They
Nah,
trapped
nah, nah, nah,
Listen,
nah.
her.
the thing is
Why
that-
did that?
the thing
What
is-
did you? How
They
did you feel
trapped
about that?
her.
What?
The thing is that, like, when I saw that, I laughed because I know I'm leng. Like, that's just me
Hear
being
this.
honest, yeah.
If we line up
And
my
the thing
exes,
is,
guys, this guy
Her
is the
exes,
best.
she told me that her exes, yeah, and like the people that she's gone for have been average, like medium, ugly.
They are. They're like meh,
whatever,
but that's what I used to
whatever.
like before.
And
I
she
liked
said her
meh.
her type
I-
before
yeah.
her type before was that, and then until she met me.
Yeah, he's
So-
my new type now.
So it's like
He's my new type.
what
But
auntie says, that's all. I laughed at that because
That's minor.
she loves me. Like, and the thing is, like, she said, oh, that son-in-law, all this stuff and all that. Like, that's which is nice and everything. I just found that funny.
Men
to be
don't care
honest.
about stuff like that.
Nah.
They
If
don't.
we got the girl, it doesn't matter what you said.
Do you know what
Afterwards,
I'm saying?
Did I achieve?
No.
Okay, cool. Fair
did I
enough.
achieve? Did I pass the
Fair
test? So yeah, I wanted
About
to say,
this, about the
followers, yeah,
followers and all that. How do you feel about that and like opportunities and?
Do you know what? Like, coming off of Love Island, like, I started before I went in, I had like 1,500 followers. I'm now on almost 180k.
no,
So it's like,
One,
that-
he had 1,000 followers.
no, I know, but I'm saying I know that you think that that's okay.
no, but the thing
But
is,
it's not.
the thing is, yeah,
Obviously, if it was
not
before,
before. If it was
there's a big
active,
difference.
if it was
David,
active,
now,
if it was
that
active,
is a huge
if it was
difference.
active, it would be a bit different. But people who I've had in my DMs as well, never in a million years would have ever looked twice at me or found my account or anything like that. So I'm grateful to Love Island.
You know,
to be
I'm not going to
honest.
do this. I'm not going to make you feel bad about this because that doesn't serve you. But I'm just telling you now, I don't like it. And I don't like it for any of you. You know why? Don't put people on a show, right, where they come from different cities, different places across the country, and then expect them to be together afterwards without the monetary ability to do so. If you're from Liverpool
Yeah.
and you're from London, right, you need money to make that work. There needs to be a reason that I feel like I'm going to move to London if I am Tanya and Retete and blah, blah, blah. If you make you guys leave with that amount of followers, it's not going to do it. You are Love Island finalists. You should both be on 1 million followers right now compared to prior years. So 180 to 1 million is mad.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Antigone was in Love Island for 1 week and got 680,000 followers. You guys are OG Love Islanders. To me, it's not worth it because you get all the backlash anyway. Soon as you leave, backlash, people, and I'm sure you will tell me,
Yeah.
people in your DMs, you need to cry in a Maybach.
I agree with you. There would be more opportunities if you had more followers and our accounts were active.
Yeah.
Yes, but
And I think it's unfair for you to go through that
yeah,
level of suffering.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm not gonna be ungrateful for the opportunity that
Yes,
I've been
of
given
course,
at the
of
same
course.
time. So I'm grateful for the opportunity and going on Love Island. Obviously, I met Tanya as well, and I have opportunities to do certain things now, which I didn't have before at all.
Yeah.
But
What were
yes,
what were you guys doing before? What
So
was your thing?
I was an airport security officer.
Oh really?
So when you had the oversized liquids and all that stuff, I was the one telling you out. Like,
boo.
it was
Yeah.
me.
My issue, Shaq, is that the way I see things, you're bound to go back. And I don't want that. Not even
God
for you guys
forbid.
who I had
he
beef
might
with
also-
the entire
God
season.
forbid.
I don't want that for
Can I
anyone.
just say something?
God
What if he
forbid.
first of all, there's nothing wrong with what
With
his
going
job was
back,
before.
yeah.
I'm not
So he
saying
might want to
anything.
go back. Some people just go on Love Island for the experience and they want to have a normal life after. It is what it is. My thing is, I get what you're saying, but even Ekin-Su and Davide, where are they? No one cares about them anymore.
They ain't back at work.
Yeah, but my whole
No, but
point
how many
is,
millions
but
of
my whole
followers
point
do they
is they
have?
had millions of followers and they're still nothing
They ain't
thing.
back at work.
But he might not be either.
Yeah, but he's not either. He's
Listen,
there's
Right
still
now,
time.
it's been one.
Hold on a minute. Let's
Oh
not
my
put
God.
this
You guys are
negative
gonna make me
energy
do
in.
it. Don't make me do it. Let me
No,
tell you what's gonna
I'm
happen.
I'm
The next
rebuking
Love
this
Island,
energy.
the next
No.
Love Island, right, is around the corner.
Yeah, but my whole
I
point-
promise you,
Yes.
your engagement is gonna plummet like the literal Titanic.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's fair to say that because they haven't got 1 million followers, I don't have 1 million followers. You don't have 1 million followers.
But we don't need 1
No,
million
but
followers.
my whole point
They
is,
do.
but my whole point is that you can't base it on that just alone because there's bare people that have come out with bare things and they still are probably going whether they're going back to work or not.
It's not about having 1 million followers. It's about the why. For instance, if you have 1 million followers from Love Island, that audience is there for a certain thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? They loved you on the show. They're there for that thing. We've built our followings for what we do on a
also-
day-to-day. Do you understand what I'm
really,
saying?
actually, it's probably better off coming out with the 100,000 and building the following because people actually are just genuinely interested in you as a person and building that platform over, oh, you was on Love Island, you was buff, we just gonna like you to see what your family's gonna post. And then after they come out, you're struggling still.
Well, I wish you the guys the best in that regard. This is me saying any of this wasn't because I wasn't wishing I actually think it's unfair. We can't leave here without talking about the votes.
I knew he was gonna do
Nah,
bring that
I
up.
ain't even. No. The vote should have never happened because you should have never been 4th place, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I didn't want to see that. That did not.
Yes, you did. You
I
posted it in your
part of
story.
it.
Yeah,
Piece
you
of me
did.
wanted to
This
see
is
that.
my- this is my
Explain-
bread and butter now.
Literally, you said-
But I would have rathered not. I need you to tell me that you guys voting for Kai and Sanam was produced. Because if it weren't, then
I wish
Yeah,
I
but
could
we-
sit
we-
on this
we
mic.
can't- We can't.
they're the only people that voted for Kai and Sanam.
Yeah, but I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
What does that tell you?
That their chemistry's not that great or they're not compatible.
Look me in my eyes,
But also,
David.
because
Look me in my
also,
eyes.
you're
Nah,
so
'cause I'm
quick.
trying to save you. That's why I'm
we
not
are
looking at
going-
you. That's why I'm not looking at you.
Also, you're so they're in the house with them 24/20. Who actually
But
has
no,
the real,
like,
the house?
me
who's
personally-
got the most genuine connection outside of you two? Obviously, you say you two, but outside of you two,
You're
who
gonna
would
say
you
Tom
say?
and Sammy.
Come on, Sammy.
Tom and Sammy.
Come on, Sammy.
So why did you vote for them two?
It was so hard to make that vote because everyone who's made it to the final, you have to be somewhat compatible.
Right.
That's such a like. If they said something else, maybe I could have nitpicked at everyone. But Kai and Sanam were the only two people who didn't go through anything and were just
Oh,
sailing through. So
You
I
don't
was
have
like,
to
if
lips
we're gonna,
other people
if we're
to-
gonna, be, no,
your
that's true. You
relationship to
don't
work.
have to be lipsing other people
Ron
to see
and
if you're
Lana did it, and you're
compatible.
there riding for Ron and
Ron
Lana.
never
all the
lips
time.
another woman.
But on Love
That's my
Island,
problem.
Love
Ron never lips
Island-
one other girl in that villa.
But on Love
Outside of a
Island, you
challenge.
need to go through trials
they
and
still are trials.
tribulations
That's
to
what you're saying.
survive, right? And they didn't go through anything. Now they're gonna have to just, oh, we liked each other there, now dumped into the world. Whereas we went through things, Lana and Ron went through things, Sammy and Tom went through things, and it's like they just didn't have anything that they went through. So we were like, this is the only two people that we can pick.
And that's not
Out of
and
the
that's not,
bunch,
and
and
that's
that's
not
not
us
saying
saying
that
that
they're
we
not
don't like
compatible.
Kai and Sanam,
No.
whatever. We love Kai and Sanam, and
We
they
do.
are
Everyone
friends
thought I hated them.
and everything like that. Everyone came out and think Tanya hated Sanam or they had a
Nah,
problem.
no, I
Me
didn't
came
think that.
over,
Yeah.
but people did, and just because of that. And the thing is, you got to remember, it is a TV show as well
Yeah.
at the same time, and they're our friends. We love them
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. So it was nothing personal, whatever. The voting, whatever.
Did that get you down or did it not affect you?
No,
Still got to the final. Do you get what I'm saying? I was there from the start and I got to the final. Like
not
as
many
much
people saw that. You know how?
Finesse.
But do you know how
in
many
the greatest
people?
finesse I've ever seen in
Honestly.
human history.
But do you know how many people walked in and out of that villa to stay in that villa? It's not
That's-
just about.
listen, yo.
It's not just about me being nice person or me being pretty or whatever. Like it takes a lot to stay in that place when people are
every week,
nitpicking.
we were sure we were going to vote you lot out. There
Yeah,
was
everyone
someone
tried.
we happened to hate more.
Yeah, they tried.
But he was like just at the cusp. Like
They
he
would
was
hate
like
you
right
more.
at the edge. But anyway, listen, man.
Yeah.
talking to you guys.
Is this
Are you
like,
about
is this
to-
like,
are
is
you
this
about
like
to
you want to say?
redeem-
No,
Is this like you want to say?
talking to you guys, obviously you get more of a feel for it. And I knew you was gonna say things happen in the background, but I kind of tried to gauge energy, and it feels like stuff did happen in the background that you can't say. But I still think that I want the best for you both, whether that means or together. I wish the best for you both. That's what all I would say.
To be continued.
I
Really,
feel
I wish the
like,
best
you
for
know
you
what?
both.
Also, guys, you're young. Enjoy yourselves.
Yes.
Have fun. Like, don't make things too serious. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Make
you,
content now.
you can
Yeah.
not outside of that. I'm talking about you two as you're together and whatever, whether people think it's real or not. I'm saying like enjoy each other, just have fun. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not. I feel like in today's society, everything has to become so serious so quickly. Are we gonna get married? Are we gonna this?
Yeah.
Is
I
we
was
gonna
telling
this?
you
That's
that.
what-
About
And it's just
moving in and
like-
stuff. I was
Asking
like,
us, are you gonna live together? And we're like, no, we're
you
not.
don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to enjoy my boyfriend, just chilling and going for movies.
Why you don't
like,
need?
yeah.
Why are we forcing it for? We was in there for 2
Literally,
weeks
yeah.
together. Why do I now
2
need to
The
be
fact they
this
have
girl?
to make a whole announcement.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
they're
a
not
bit
even in a
like-
relationship.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
my
just
thing
like-
is enjoy each other, and probably that will last longer than any of these people that have moved in together straight out the gate.
yeah.
Thank you.
Make some noise for Shaq and Tanya.
Thank you for having us, guys.
So before we go, be sure to check out all the new releases this week across the +44 playlist on Amazon Music.
As well as the main +44 playlist, we also have the R&B playlist, the rap playlist, and the Afro playlist.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram at +44UK, where you can see snippets of this podcast, exclusive content, and stay up to date with all new music releases.
You have been listening to the +44 podcast from Wondery with me, Sideman.
And me, Zeze Millz.
Listen to the +44 podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. The +44 podcast is produced by So Incredible with Wondery, audio engineered by Nathan Cooper, filmed and edited by Marcus Accent, photography by Naomi Koji Payton. The podcast is filmed at Fiction Studios. The executive producer for So Incredible was Harry Anthony. The executive producers for Wondery and Amazon Music were Delisa James, Estelle Doyle, Richard Knight, Jessica Radburn, and Marshall Louis. Thanks to Shaq and Tanya for joining us this week, and thanks to you for listening. Listen to the +44 podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Or listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music.